Hello everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to another video here at my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Today I am showing you a card that I created for a baby shower for my very first, I guess you could call it grandnephew on either side of our family, my husband's side or my family side. This is the very first one, so this is exciting. So for this card, it's for a boy, so I thought I would create my own greeting using the Brooklyn lower stamps from scrapbook.com. I'll actually bring in the upper stamps as well, and I'll tell you why when we get there. For the bulk of the design, I'm using my banner and balloons stencil set that came out, I think it was in November, and I thought I would create a nice bouquet of balloons using all blue ink colors. So I'm going to be using the stencil set and the matching dies since they will cut them out perfectly. I started out with the color Harbor, and then I brought in the kind of like curved line stencil to add a little pattern onto this balloon. And then I brought in Blueberry to give a little bit more color on the outer edge. And as it says on the bottom of the screen here, this card was actually filmed during a live stream for my premium members here at YouTube. So if you would like to see, the full length version of this card design, hear all my commentary with the stenciling and whatnot, I welcome you to join my premium membership. We have a lot of fun. We do a monthly Zoom call all together, so we really get to know each other, and we have a few lives throughout the month as well. So I just kind of varied the different colors I use for each one of these balloons. I did some balloons without any pattern at all. This one's going to be one that has no pattern. I just used the color Oceanside, and then I came in and darkened up the edges with a little bit of Peacock. So that's basically what I did for all of these balloons. I wanted the kind of upper middle area to be much lighter than the outer edges, and I wanted the underside of each balloon to have quite a bit more shadow or more intensity of color. And I thought I would just use 6 balloons here, but then I decided that I wanted another balloon that was strictly blue with a pattern. I didn't want like more of the teal kind of aqua shade that I had going here. So after I finish up this little kind of oval shaped balloon, I'm going to do another heart balloon, and I'll use that 4th pattern from my stencil set that has small dots on it. So I first stenciled on Blueberry. I did Blueberry for the dots, and then just to add some more dark edges, I used Midnight right at the bottom and kind of around the edges of the balloon. So like I said, I am going to be using my coordinating dies that go with this bundle. So now I'm using the banners and balloons dies to cut out each one of these balloons. And after they're cut out, I'm like, stop it. These are so dang cute. I'm so excited to put this whole bouquet together. I arranged all of the balloons and sort of taped them in place while I started to adhere them to a 5x7 card base. For the balloons that are directly down onto the card base, I use a little bit of liquid glue just to hold them in place. And then for the balloons that were overlapping, I used some foam tape. Now, some of these balloons actually were on top of other balloons that were on top of balloons, so I had to double up on the foam so that they were even. And so I had to do that for this one right here and also the heart balloon down at the bottom since it is overlapping that circular balloon right above it. So this was the greeting that I had originally planned to use. I changed it. This was a whole journey. I think I did about 4 or 5 different greetings for this card, but this was the one that I had at the time, and I just used the Brooklyn lower alphabet to stamp that and then heat embossed it in gold on vellum. Now, the comma and the exclamation point are not included in the lower alphabet set, so I got out the upper alphabet set as well and stamped those. So that's why you'll see both of those alphabet stamps in the supply list because I used the punctuation from the upper set. I used a T-square ruler and a very thin marker to draw the lines coming down from the balloons to create the strings. And then I came back and drew on the little bows at the bottom of each balloon. This just helps give that string look and have these balloons kind of hanging. That was really kind of cute. And if you wanted to, you could have like squiggly lines for the strings. but I decided to have straight lines coming down just, for a little bit of stability. So now I'm going to take some gold watercolor. This is the color Star from Iuile Watercolors. And I'm splattering that onto the card. And in between when you last saw this card, when I did the strings, and now, I'd actually done the second greeting, and I was protecting it with this vellum. I thought that I wanted the letters to be solid gold on the card front, and then I decided later that I did not like that, so I'm going to do another greeting. You can see it off to the side. The embossing was a little weird, it got bumpy, so I decided to do another one. I stamped the alphabet letters and also those punctuation marks. I stamped those in a dark navy ink, and then I used some Copic markers to color the letters in, just for a little bit of a different look. So now I'm going around the outer edge with a pencil, drawing that line, and then cutting this out. Because I made it my own custom greeting, I didn't have a die for it, so I knew I would have to fussy cut this out myself. So I just penciled on that line and then went around with some scissors to cut everything out. And it turns out that I should have had an even wider margin around the words because it didn't completely cover up my existing greeting. So I did have to glue it down onto some more white cardstock and then cut around the edge again. So this was a little bit of a labor of love, but I was, a couple hours into this card at this point. So what's 5 more minutes to cut out a greeting? So after I had that greeting completely cut out, I put on some foam adhesive and then put that directly over top of that existing greeting. And I kind of had to hover over the top and find the perfect spot to disguise what I already had there. The card's nearly done, but I did cut out a gold border for the outer edge using my A7 thin layer, or let's see, what is it? A7 thin frames. That's the die set that I used. So now I'm going to put on this thin little frame on the outer edge. That's just going to help, give a pairing to that gold splatter that I had going on the card. I like to have like a couple instances of gold when I have it on a card, and a little dainty frame is a great way to do that. So here is the finished card. I think it's so dang cute. It turned out so well. I love those balloons. I love the greeting in blue. I'm glad I spent a little bit of extra time to make that custom greeting. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back on Monday with my usual weekly live stream. I hope you'll join me. I do my weekly live streams every Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Hope to see you there.